Bonjour, hello everyone. Hoe gaan het? We are doing, in my opinion, the best 15 in the French top division rugby, dating all the way back as far as I guess we got the records off on who I think is the best 15. So we'll go through by position, props, second rows, etc., etc. And there is a disqualifying factor. So you have to have played a minimum of 50 games in the top division to be able to be picked. So unfortunately, it deletes players like Jonah Lomu, Victor Matfield, the list goes on. So a lot of players who people might think should be in there just didn't play enough games to be able to solidify themselves, in my opinion, in the French top division rugby history. So let's go through. And if you do like these sorts of videos, please let me know. Comment, let me know which league you want to see next, if there is one. We've done Super Rugby. Jump through into videos if you want to see the top Super Rugby one. Obviously, we might do the URC next, etc., etc. And then once, I guess, we get closer to the Six Nations, we can do each countries as well and go from there. Now, let me know what you think or which picks you would change, because there are a few positions, obviously, where you could pick probably about 3 or 4 players because they were all great and they all played maybe a different era as well. So let's get into it. The top 15, but including the bench, best players in history. Now we start with the front row. We go... Sorry, let me bring that one back up a little bit here. All right, so we start with number 1. Sylvain Marcenais, from France. He played for Grenoble, Stade France, Biarritz, and he had over 282 caps. So it's very murky to find the exact kind of games for people that played before, I guess, the year 2000. It's very hard to find the exact stats on a lot of caps. So I've done a lot of research on different sites, but it's so hard to find it. So there's a couple players you'll see, they played this amount plus or 70 plus tries because that's all you could find. Now, the reason why he's picked, I think, in my opinion, he kind of revolutionized the division for me. I think, he was not the biggest prop, but from what I've read and what I've seen, he's very versatile. He played for France as well. Just, in my opinion, a very good player. So obviously he played for teams like Stade France, Biarritz, where he won championships. 282 caps plus 17 tries. He played from 1994 to 2012 in the French top division. So 18 years, that's crazy, especially as a prop. He had 5 titles in 1998, 2000, 2003, 04, and 07 as well. So, the guy knows how to win championships. He was 6 foot and 115 kilos. So, like I say, not the biggest prop, but everything you hear and everything that I remember from him playing for France, he was a very good player. Hit those rucks really hard and just did his carries. He wasn't going to break a 40-meter run, but he was a great player. Now we move to hooker. So William Servat, man, this dude, when you look at what you think like a warrior looks like, you imagine this guy, right? So he played for Toulouse from 1999 through to 2013. So some of the golden years, missed out on the early 90s, I guess. 315 caps, 19 tries, 5 titles, 1999, 2001, 2008, 2011, and 2012. He also had 3 Euro Cup Championship Cups, so Heineken Cups as they used to be called, 2003, 2005, and 2010. He was 6 foot and 110 kilos. The guy's a beast. And yet again, the only time we ever get to see him where I grew up in South Africa is when he plays for France. But looking at a bit of footage and looking at his history, man, the guy, you could have gone, I guess, 1 or 2 players here as well. You could have gone a couple players here at hooker, but I think he deserves it. Just maybe a little bit over Rafael Ibanez, and also Szarzewski as well. So, and then number 3, I went with Carl Heyman. He played 156 games in the French top 14, played for Toulon from 2010 to 2015. He had no tries. He had 1 title in 2014 and 3 European Cup championships, so the Heineken Cup ones, and they're all 3 in a row, so 2013, 14, and 15. So, man, 6'4", 120 kilos. He is honestly, probably top 3, top 4 best props in history. So, of course, he deserves to be there. So, good on him. I think he deserves it very well. And we move on to the second row. You have to go Fabien Pelou. The dude, history, man. The guy, he's like one of the most capped players ever, internationally, etc. He is a beast, and he deserves it. I mean, played for Dax, he played for Toulouse from 1995 to 2009, 222 plus caps. Like I say, back in the 90s, they didn't really keep track too much. 12 tries, 3 titles, 1999, 01, and 2008, 2 championship cups, 03 and 05. 6'5", 114 kilos, but he was also a leader, and he's one of those players who didn't have a bad game. He's kind of like a few players, like a Richie McCaw, Dan Carter, a Peter Steve Dutoy, players like that, where even their bad games is still another player's good game. We got at number 5, so this is controversial, but I think, to me, what he brought to that Toulon team put them, I guess, over the edge, right? He brought that physicality, the anger that some of these teams need. And Pelou, he played the same. He played very aggressive, and Bucky's did that for Toulon. From 2011 to 2015, he had 73 caps, 4 tries. He won that lone title for them in Toulon in 2014, and the 3 Heineken Cup championships in a row, 2013, 14, and 15. He is 6'7" and 124 kilos, an absolute beast. And you can see, the French really gave him a welcoming. I think in his first ever game as well, at the bottom of a ruck, they kind of gave him a little bit of a rucking, right? And he stood up and laughed, and had blood on his face, and he even spoke about it afterwards. So always a good sport. But yeah, he's one of the players. He might not be the most gifted or skilled, but this dude, his rucks, cleanouts, his running the ball, his aggression on defense, it changes how a team plays. It really does. Now, we move into the back row. We got at number 6. It had to be one. Thierry Dusautoir, played for Bordeaux, Colomiers, Biarritz, Toulouse from 2001 to 2017. 302 caps, 20 tries, 1 title with Biarritz in 06, 3 with Toulouse, 08, 2011, and 2012, and 1 championship cup in 2010. Now, he's 6'2", 100 kilos, so obviously he was never the biggest guy, but his work rate was insane, and his tackling ability was ridiculous. I mean, he was so instrumental in that French team in 2011, and he would have been the player of the match. He would have been player of the tournament if they won that final. And unfortunately, they didn't. Now we move to number 7. You got Jean-Pierre Rivers, the old French captain, the legend himself. I mean, he's only 5'10" and 85 kilos, but he played flanker, and he put shots on. He changed, I think, to me, a lot of what current flankers don't have, and that is flair, and they're very quick. And man, the dude played sometimes like a back, right? If you can remember back then, I've seen a lot of footage of him playing. But yeah, he's also the captain, who I would pick as the captain for this team. He played for Toulouse Olympique, employees, Beaumontour, Toulousain, and Racing as well. 300 plus caps. Yet again, the records aren't 100% there, but it's estimated he would have played over 300 games easily. 27 tries. Unfortunately, didn't win a title with all those clubs. And like I said, he was only 5'10", 85 kilos. But I mean, in history, how good did he play for France? And for these clubs, he played just as good. You can see even just by the pictures, half the pictures you see him, he's got blood on his face because the dude just threw his body around. And if I could ever think of a medieval warrior who, fought for France, this is who I would straight away imagine, is that blonde hair, just a dude, tough guy, right? We move to number 8, the ever tough position to choose. For me, it's Sergio Parisse from Italy. He played for Stade France and Toulon. He had 330 caps, 55 tries, which is very high for a forward. He had 2 titles, so 07 and 2015. He also had one Challenge Cup win in 2017 as well. He's 6'5", 113 kilos. I mean, the guy, yet again, just one of the most consistent number 8s in history. And he probably would be second or third, maybe, well, top 5 number 8s in history for me, for sure. Now we move into the half. So number 9, number 10. Number 9, Antoine Dupont. Yet again, you could have gone a few here, but he's already played 190 games. He played for Castres. He played for Toulouse from 2014 to now. 3 titles already. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself in 2019, 2021, 2023. 2 Champions Cups, 21 and 23. He's 5'9", 85 kilos. He's a leader. So I think he's already deserved it. I mean, he's got 67 tries already, which is crazy. You know, that's 1 every 3 games. And for a halfback, that's a lot. So I do think as well, I mean, if you do watch the French top division at the moment, the top 14, he does get a lot of calls. And, you know, the refs kind of protect him a bit, which I think is something they need to change. But it doesn't take anything away from his ability. I mean, he's a great player and he deserves it. And imagine how many games he's going to play eventually. So I think he's just going to get better, in my opinion, you know, hopefully if he doesn't get injured, etc. Now, number 10, this could be controversial, but I mean, for me, he is the top pick. You know, you could have gone Michalak, you could have gone even Dan Carter here, but I think Johnny Wilkinson, man, he helped that Toulon team to their top years from 2009 to 2014, 141 caps, 7 tries, 1,884 points. So, I mean, you're looking at about 13 points a game, which is insane. And 29 drop goals. And he kicked over 90% accuracy for Toulon, that's unheard of. That is actually unheard of. He had 1 title in 2014, the lone title for Toulon. 2 times Champions Cups, 13 and 14. 5'10" and 89 kilos. I mean, even his tackling, he was over 80% accuracy with his tackling. So it's not like he was just a goal kicker. His tackling was great. His offense, maybe not the best, but his kicking is just insane. I mean, he deserves it 100%. Now we move into the centers. Felipe Sella, yet again, he played for Agen from 2003 to, I think that is wrong. I think it's, let me get the right numbers here, sorry. Must not have written the right ones in here. Let me try and quickly fix that up. Let's see, Felipe Sella. So he played for Agen, from 1982 through to 1995. So not 2003, 2019. I must have forgot to fill that one in. But the dude, man, doesn't take anything away. He won 2 titles in 1982 and 1988 with Agen. I just must have forgotten to write the right dates and right. But yet again, there's a question mark on his tries. They don't have it on record. I tried to go through all the records for Agen themselves. It didn't show up. It's hard to find those stats from like the 80s and 90s. It's very, very hard. He is 5'11", 84 kilos. And to me, he is the greatest number 12 in history, in my opinion. So of course I'm going to pick him, right? He was in my best ever history 15 for the whole world for international rugby. So of course he'll be in here for me. You can check that video out too. I've made it in the past as well if you go back through. And then number 13, Yannick always forget to say his name. Jougion, sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly here. Man, I just, yet again, just remember him playing for France. Look back at his kind of highlights and plays from playing for Toulouse. And he's a beast, right? I mean, 316 caps. To play that many in the top division, you got to be good. 66 tries, 3 titles, 2008, 2011, 2012. 2 Champions Cups, 04 and 09. 6'3", 103 kilos. And he was one of the main reasons why they beat the All Blacks in that quarterfinal in the 2007 World Cup. Just an absolute beast. Great player, and he deserves it. The outside backs, we got Vincent Clerc on the left wing. He did play left and right wing, so that's why I put him on left wing. He played for Grenoble, Toulouse, Toulon. over 328 caps, 151 tries. I believe he's the top try scorer in the French top division history. He's got 3 titles, 08, 11, and 2012. 3 Champions Cups, 02, 04, and 09. He's a winner. I mean, he plays in winning teams all the time, and he deserves it. 5'10" and 90 kilos on the wing. So he's not the smallest, but obviously a little bit shorter, right? On the right wing, he had Aurélien Rougerie, played for Clermont from 1999 through to 2018. So 19 years is insane, especially as a winger, because, you know, obviously he played center as well at times, so I won't take that away, but that's crazy, 19 years. 417 caps, 134 tries, 2 titles, 2010, 2017. And I like to, I guess, reward players who did only play for one club, who actually show. So if I got a 50-50 pick, right, between like a Rougerie and certain players for who's going to start on the right wing, I usually go for the player who actually played for one club, because I think, you know, that should come back. I know a lot of the French top division players, they play for a lot of top clubs, but I wish they would stick to one club. I like players who just want to play for their one club. I don't know, do you agree? Do you like players that play for their one club and don't, I guess, just chase the money sometimes? And I guess sometimes you do get thrown out, so you do need to find a new club. But yeah, sometimes I think they just choose, they go, oh, my team's not doing well anymore, I'm just going to go somewhere else, instead of, I guess, fighting for it, if you know what I mean. And another player you could have picked here as well is Christophe Dominici as well. He could have gone on the wing as well. He's a great, great player for Stade France. But at fullback, there's only one choice, Serge Blanco. He did play on the wing as well, but moved into that fullback spot and owned it. I mean, he's the French top 15, like the best fullback ever for the French, and I think the second best fullback in rugby history as well. He played for Biarritz from 1974 through to 1992. Over 300 caps, 70 plus tries. He's probably got over 100. 6'1", 87 kilos, and unfortunately he never got that title. But when he managed Biarritz as a club, they did win a couple of championships. So, you know, maybe that made up for him missing out as a player, unfortunately. Now we move on to the bench. I mean, imagine playing against these three, the back three. You'd never want to kick the ball, because the counter attack would just be so good. You move to the bench. At 16, the backup hooker, we got Dimitri Sarzuski. Played for Béziers, Stade France, and Racing 92 from 2002 to 2019. 316 caps, 38 tries, 2 titles with 2 titles in total, 1 with Stade France and 1 with Racing. 5'11", 98 kilos. Yet again, another player I remember from when I was young. You know, when I was probably only about 10, 13, 14 years old. You always remembered him because he had the blonde hair, long hair, and he was very versatile for like a hooker, right? I mean, me growing up, who did we watch the most? We watch Kevin Mialamu. We watch, you know, Bismarck Duplessis, John Smith, players like that who, they're not very fast movers, right? They're short, stocky, or John Smith, big and strong, and they're not going to step people like Sarzuski could. So he changed the position for me. I think he made it possible for a lot of hookers to be able to be smaller, in my opinion. Then you got Cyril Ba. He's another player who is young. He's only played 169 games, 6 tries already. Played for Toulouse from 2012 through to now. He's 3 titles, 2019, 21, and 23. 2 Champions Cups, 6 foot, 116 kilos. He's one of the best props in the world right now, and I think he deserves it for sure. He would out-scrum, let's be honest, any of the number ones, but obviously if they had the training that he has, these older players, you know, they might give him a run for their money. And I got Nicolas Mas, the ever-reliable, played for Perpignan, Montpellier, 1999 through to 2016, 316 caps. It's just crazy the amount of games. I guess it's hard for us to understand from the Southern Hemisphere that how many games these French players play. Because you look at the top Super Rugby players, they only play in the hundreds of games, so 150, maybe the max ever, maybe even 200. But because of the amount of games they play in the French top division, yeah, it's crazy to me. He had 5 tries, 1 title with Perpignan in 2009, and 5'11" and 108 kilos. And he was one of France's best ever props in history as well. So ever reliable, and he could play 80 minutes easy. And we move on to the next part in second rowers and flanker bench. Jamie Cudmore from Canada, Grenoble, Clermont, Oyonnax, 255 caps, 20 tries. He had 1 title with Clermont in 2010 and also 1 Challenge Cup in 06 with Clermont as well. 6'5", 118 kilos. I mean, just look at the guy, right? Like, look at the arms on him. He was, one of the most physical second rowers in the whole top 14 for many years. And I think he deserves it. He was, like I say, he was one of the most physical, one of the top for many, many years. So I think he makes it in there. And I think I also have a bit of a bias because I love second rowers who bring physicality, right? Have a bit of size and a height, not just line out skill, but you need that one who's good of line outs and also can absolutely smash people as well. And you had to put Serge Betsen in there. You played from 1996 to 2008, the golden years for Biarritz, 172 caps, 13 tries, 3 titles, 2002, 2005, 2006, 6 foot, 98 kilos. He was never the biggest. I just remember, yet again, watching him play against the Box and in the World Cups with his headgear on. You're always looking out for him because he could just easily steal that ball like in 1 second. So, and he'd play 80 minutes, no problem. He never looked tired. He ran around the field. He was fast, agile, just a good all-round flanker, in my opinion. Now we move to the back. You go Dimitri Yashvili. Yet again, it's tough, right? It's tough to just choose one, I guess, because there's so many you'd want to choose. There's another one I just want to mention who could have been him. Let me just find him. Morgan Parra as well. It could have been Morgan Parra, Fabien Galtier, few players who could have made it into there as well. But I just love the coolness of Dimitri Yashvili. His goal kicking ability, his passing was immaculate. Even his box kicking was very, before its time, he was very, very good. 289 caps, 20 plus tries, 3,053 points, 3 titles, 2002, 2005, 2006, a 1 club man as well, and he won the Challenge Cup in 2011 as well. 6 foot and 84 kilos, so quite tall for a number 9, right? Now the backup number 10 and also can play centre as well, inside centre, Frederic Michalak. Man, I really loved watching this guy play. He live wire, his running ability was crazy, always on attack. Played for Toulouse, Toulon, and Lyon. And 325 caps, 20 plus tries, 1,489 points, 4 titles with Toulouse. So this guy, just on titles alone, he would have to be your top pick. He would have to be because he won 4 titles of Toulouse, 2001, 2008, 2011. Sorry, that's 3. What am I talking about? 4 titles in total. There we go. So 3 with Toulouse, 01, 08, 2011. 1 with Toulon, 2014. 6 Champions Cups, so Heineken Cups. I think it's 3 with Toulouse, 2003, 2005, 2010. And 3 with Toulon, 2013, 2014, and 2015. So, I mean, what other player wins that much? Let's be honest. He was 5'11", 87 kilos, could play number 9, could play number 10, just a good all-round player. And then on the wing and also to cover maybe a bit of fullback as well, Damien Penaud played for Clermont during their good years as well, is now playing for Bordeaux, and they're going really, really well. I mean, they're at the top of the French 14 at the moment. 146 caps, 79 tries, so over, half a game. 1 title in 2017 with Clermont. 1 Challenge Cup in 2018 with Clermont as well. 6'4" and 95 kilos. And he's just working his way up. He's getting better, and he's getting better. Like I said, you could have put Dominici here as well. Like no one would be sad about that either, I think. And we move on to the coach. And in my opinion, there's only one coach you could pick here. And that's Guy Novez. Coach Toulouse from 1993 to 2015. 9 French top division titles. 1994, 95, 96, 97, 99. So, I mean, 94, 95, 96, 97, 4 in a row. 99 again, 01, 08, 11, 2011, and 2012. So, that's crazy. 4 European Championship Cups. 1996, 2003, 2005, 2010. Challenge Vest Dumnoir, 2 of them as well, 95 and 98. He was 5'11", 78 kilos while he was playing, and in his playing career, he played 259 times for Toulouse from 1975 to 1988, and 83 tries as well. So not only is he probably the greatest coach in top 14, he was also a really good player as well. So that's well deserved, I think, for sure. And then you go to just a kind of overview here of the whole team. Marcenet in at number 1, Servat at 2, Heyman at 3, Pelou at 4, Buata, Dusatois, Rives, Parise, sorry, I don't know why I said like that, he's Italian, Parise, Dupont, Wilkinson, Sella, Josion, Vincent Clerc, Rougerie, Blanco, on the bench, Bal, you got Sarzuski, Mas, Cadmore, Betson, Yashvili, Michalak, and Pinot. So let me know who you would, I guess, change. Which players would you bring in? Like I said, you could bring in a lot of players and, the team will probably get better or worse, whatever it might be. But these players are the ones that stood out to me. These are the players that, I guess, with my research and everything, that this is who they point to. But let me know who you think. Like I say, some of these, it's a 50-50 pick, right? So some could start, some wouldn't. There could be other players you can bring in as well in general. But let me know, what did you think about it today? Do you agree, disagree? Who would you bring in? Let me know below in the comments. Let me know if you want to see a different, I guess, competition, who you would want me to put in there or make a team about, sorry. Like the videos if you like it, and please subscribe as well if you want to see future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.